Let's paint a watercolor Christmas card together, a wreath. It's an easy project that anybody can do. Hi, I'm Denise and welcome to Travels in My Chair. We may not be able to spend time with our family and friends this year because they will not be able to travel. And I started thinking about it and I thought, why not? If you can't see someone in person, why not go back to the old-fashioned way? A personalized Christmas card that you can paint yourself. This is a simple wreath. I'm so excited to show you how to do this project. So let's get started. I'm just going to quickly show you some of the equipment that you're going to use when you're making your watercolor cards. The watercolor cards that I use are Strathmore, and they're 10 in a package. They work out between $1 and $1.10 per card. They come with envelopes. Now you could get cheaper cards. I find this year in particular, because I really want to send these cards to people that are special in my life, and I want to write them a personal letter in each card. So these cards are 5 by 6 and 7/8, so they're a good size. You need a pencil, something circular to draw your wreath. Position it not halfway, but because you want to write Merry Christmas or something on the bottom. Now the first thing is this old fan brush. The fan brush is the most important part of this whole simple procedure. But this is an old one that I use when I'm using acrylic paints. This is the good one. You need any old thicker brush to mix your paints, to make your puddles, and a thin brush to paint. Now, as far as your watercolors go, you can use student grade, cheap watercolors, and I would advise not to go out and spend a lot of money. And then I've got some iridescent gold. Next thing, have a couple of tubs of water. So first we're going to mix some green. Doesn't matter what shade of green, because really we're going to make about 2 or 3 different shades, okay? Even though on these cards you don't want to have a lot of water on the card itself because they'll start to buckle, you want to make enough puddles so that you've got lots. We're going to do this darker green, and we're going to mix it with a bit of purple to kind of Christmas it up a little bit. In other words, the trees outside are a little bit darker and have a kind of a grayish blue tint to them. And remember, you're going to do about 3 or 4 different layers on these cards. And so sometimes I'll have 2 cards going at a time, or even 3, just because I want to let each layer dry. The next color is a blue. Now in this case this is Prussian blue, but you know, use whatever blue you want. And I mix a bit of red with it, a dark red. Okay, so you've got your colors mixed. Have some paper towel or something available if you have to dab up some excess color on your card. Watercolor dries light. That's why I say do different layers, and then as you're doing the layers, it's going to get the depth to it. So we're going to do some water, scrape it off, and let's just start. Can you see? The fan brush kind of gives you a fern shape. So just go around. Whatever direction you start, just keep going in that same direction. And let's go to a more of a bluey color. I'll go the same way. Okay. Now you'll see as you're getting the shape, if you are more of a realist and you want your wreath to look totally realistic with holly and pine cones and ribbons, and you feel confident doing that, then by all means do so. Really. Now at some point while you're doing this, you may feel like you want to add some twigs. So that's where you use your thin brush. Now trust me on this, these are not going to be beautiful because I'm a very amateur painter. You can make pine needles, pine branches, however you want to do it. There's no rule. And you're layering it, remember, layering, layering, layering. Put on your favorite Christmas music or whatever you like to listen to. This is the second layer. If you want to get specific about the colors that you're using, sap green, hooker's green, a violet, Prussian blue, or a deep green or a deep blue, whatever you can get. I also like to use a darker red color. Just load the brush and just dab. Now you can go in with a brighter green if you want. Now if you get too much water on, just dab it with a bit of paper towel or whatever you've got, just to soak up the excess water. I hope you guys are having fun with this. Now as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking it needs a little bit of a contrast. So I might mix up a little puddle of, say, a little bit of red. Attempt this, shall we, and just see what happens. One thing about doing these cards, there's no right or wrong way to do them. Don't really find that this fan brush makes it so pretty and lacy looking and so easy. I mean, honestly, you don't have to have any prior knowledge of painting to do this. Once your colors are dry and you're happy with how many layers that you've got, now it's time to add the berries. Now I've mixed some red, but I found it was a little too watery. Usually when you're doing the berries, do 3, 5, 7. Sometimes you might want to do a whole strip of them, like they're on a branch. It's entirely up to you. Now once the berries are dry, I will be adding the gold. Now this card is one I've been working on, and I've added the red berries to it. And all that's left to do on this one is to add my message, and I like to put gold. And what you're just going to do is do some lines. All it does is it's sparkling up this pretend almost a wreath, and whatever. And then always sign it with the year. And this card is done. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you know someone that's stuck at home right now, maybe pay them a visit and spend an afternoon painting cards with them. They'd love it. Or share this video with them if you can't see them in person. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It's been great painting with you today. Bye for now.